About 12 miles from Nice, in the south of France, lies the ancient hilltop village of Saint-Paul-de-Vence. Surrounded by its medieval walls, it is an extremely beautiful spot, and not surprisingly, has been very popular with artists. The likes of Picasso and Matisse were frequent visitors to the town. St. Paul's narrow streets and squares are reminiscent of older times.
De l'autre côté du papier, fantôme gris des jours de paix,
and are filled with many art and craft shops and studios.
À rêver loin dans leur lumière, on pourrait presque enfin se taire.
Among these streets, we found one new and breathtaking work of art. Beside the parish church stands a small chapel, which was once the headquarters of the Pénitents Blancs, the White Penitents, a Christian brotherhood who were renowned for their charitable works, caring for the sick and feeding the poor. The chapel was built in the 17th century and has a triangular-shaped bell tower seen in other small chapels of this period. However, in the early part of the 21st century, the chapel was to undergo a complete internal transformation. They turned to a Belgian artist, Jean-Michel Folon, mainly famous for his watercolours and sculptures, often in a surrealist style. Folon had lived in nearby Monaco for many years and was a regular visitor to St. Paul. Folon prepared his designs involving one huge mosaic, 4 stained glass windows, 8 paintings, 2 sculptures, and relaying the floor with white marble pebbles. Unfortunately, however, he died of leukemia in October 2005 before his plans could become reality. But in 2006, the council decided to go ahead, with a team of artists and craftsmen carrying out his detailed plans. One of the most striking features of the chapel is the mosaic on the back wall. It is made up of individual pieces, only 1 centimetre square, glazed with enamel, gold and silver, and positioned at different angles to reflect the light. There are 10,000 pieces per square metre, and at 106 square metres, that means there are over 1 million individual pieces. It depicts an eye, like the sun, watching over the village of Saint-Paul-de-Vence, and providing light and life to all who live there. On the side walls are 8 oil paintings in pastel colours. Folon said, "Because the white penitents cared for others, I am going to create open hands that symbolise the spirit of giving. Water to drink, fruit and foods to eat, and a rainbow for dreams." The hands in the paintings are outstretched, indicating God providing for people's physical and emotional needs. The altar itself is another open hand, cast in bronze. It depicts the hand of God holding a person on his fingertips. In addition to the open hands, there are other themes in the chapel, some of them typically Folon. The font of pink marble depicts a man in a heavy overcoat, with some birds resting on his arm and shoulder. Some have suggested that this represents God looking after and caring for his people, and have seen echoes of paintings of St. Francis of Assisi. This man also reminds us of a similar bowler-hatted figure often portrayed by Magritte. However, the man in the overcoat is also a recurrent theme in Folon's work. There are examples of similar works in Belgium and in Florence. The heaviness of the figure of the man contrasts with the lightness of the birds, who are in the paintings in the chapel too. Folon was very concerned with freedom. He did a lot of work for Amnesty International, and he seems to aspire to be free of all the things that shackle us in this world, and to be able to soar like a bird. The bird motif is evident in the stained glass windows too. Seeing this dove is a reminder of Magritte and his influence on Folon. The other stained glass windows again depict the hand with symbols of nature and love.
On glissera dans leur lumière.
It's sad to think that Folon didn't live to see the chapel completed. However, he said, "Creating something spiritual, trying to understand the deep meaning of a place, is a real joy. And it's good to think that this last work brought him that joy." He has left a wonderful legacy in this chapel, marrying the ancient with the modern. And it is true to the ethos of the White Penitence, with its themes of giving, generosity, love, hope, and dependence on God. He has indeed created something spiritual. There is a wonderful sense of peace in this chapel, and from his own hand, Folon has given the village of St. Paul and all who come to visit a truly wonderful gift.
Comme dans les dessins de Folon.